So this is Fire Emblem Engage Maddening Mode Part 1. And yes, we are actually going to try to attempt Maddening Mode because I made a promise because I felt unsatisfied about my hard mode run because of you guys. And you guys really wanted me to try Maddening Mode for the first time, so let's get to it, shall we? So I decided for this Maddening playthrough that I would choose female. And this time I would choose the name Alear because it wouldn't really offend anyone that if I chose it in a different name or Pepsi-san, so I figured why not just be generic as possible. I also chose the difficulty for this game Maddening, and also the fact that I choose Classic, and of course I'll have to play the game on fixed groups because I can't play on random groups unless I complete Maddening with fixed groups, so I guess I got no choice but to choose fixed groups. And of course the prologue, I might as well just skip the entire prologue because nothing has really changed the same way in hard mode. And also this cutscene is kinda cool, I guess. But anyway, let's just move on to the next part, shall we? If only I saw this cutscene before and until I realized, if those two retainers didn't idiotically lose their weapons like idiots and become green units, we would have easily survived this if they actually listened to the MC. But let's get to the combat, shall we? Here we have two situations where we have a bush right here, and then we have 4 or 5 axe units. The good thing is that Alear is so good at dodging because 1, swords are better than axes, that I could stay on this bush right here and take as much damage as I could. And I might as well put Vander right here to attack this axe unit because you know what? It actually gives me the crit bonus via the passive that he has if he stands next to the Divine Dragon. I wasn't too worried about this in enemy phase because I know that the MC can literally dodge every attack. But knowing that if I did take damage, I would literally just heal with the Vander and they will still attack me either way. Because 1, he'll get as much EXP as possible, and the fact that these axe units don't really do as much damage as they should be doing is actually a good thing, you know? But also, the fact that these enemies right here are actually high stat on a normal is kind of a big deal. Because I could be making one big mistake and it could cost me my whole life. At the top left side of my screen, there are rated my units based on my tier list currently via hard mode, but it could likely change over time. So I rated my Alear at least A rank at the high tier because I think he or she has really good growths and can be a potentially great use for the long term, of course. But we will see what Maddening has to offer. Although Vander is stuck at D tier because although he's a really bad pre-promote, I don't like the fact that he actually gets no EXP during the encounters he has, especially when he's like base level 21 as a pre-promote. So it is what it is, you know, because I rated him a D tier. After the next phase where a cutscene happens where we engage with Marth, we get to the next part where we actually just solo these enemies quite quickly because 1, Marth is actually OP, and 2, nothing has really changed as I still managed to defeat them all. And yeah, that's about the level, shall we? There's one thing I forgot to mention, is the fact that although Maddening has fixed growths, I believe all the level ups are going to be the same for every single party member who goes through Maddening in the first place, as you're going to see right here with this level up, being up to getting the dexterity, speed, and HP, which I pretty much assume that's going to be everyone's playthrough for Maddening, so there's nothing about that I could do. The next phase that we have right here is our dragon mommy, Lumera. But how unfortunately, since this is Maddening mode, I expect some kind of retaliation towards what we're about to do with the next level, so you guys are going to see right here. In this chapter, you're going to see a huge puzzle that I'm about to embark right now. Because 1, I'm going to attack this archer first with Vander, just so we can lower its HP. And then we're going to finish it off with Clan with the next part. So on the top left side of the screen, I rated Clan at least a D tier. Because although he's an early mage that we're going to be using a lot, unfortunately, throughout the later parts of the game, that other mages are going to outclass him so unfortunately he's going to have a few levels of deployment, but as soon as we get more mages he's going to be off to the bench, sadly. Fram is also a meme in this game. It really doesn't matter because She Adept is actually a really decent class because 1, she can block any attack as long as she's full HP, which actually will be really helpful for this battle ahead. I rated Fram at least a C tier because although she's not great, she's actually decent enough to do a long-term stuff until you get more party members along the way. But at least the thing is, at least she's a healer, so she'll be definitely be getting at least a lot of EXP chances to like shine with her level up, so we will see how Maddening works. So Lumera does actually move on Maddening mode, but it really doesn't matter as long as your units are at least above full HP, and you'll be able to survive a single attack from her. Then all you gotta do is just use your attacks with Vander, Clan, and then pretty much it for this battle. So with phase number 2 on the way, we're going to be changing positions, which Lumera is actually going to be summoning one of the most powerful emblem rings in existence. So she's going to be summoning Sigurd of Genealogy of the Holy War, and her range is going to be very threatening, as she's going to actually have 5 extra move, along with 2 extra move with Canter, as long as you play your cards correctly, or play your units correctly. I was doing this level with the intention that I'll be fine during the next phase, until I realized there is that 1% crit that the enemy has, and guess what? She dies, and there goes my first reset of the game. Even I couldn't believe that I actually got crit by a Maddening 1%. This goes to show, Maddening isn't any joke, by the way. So with a bit of swapperoonies, that we were able to take out this Lance unit without having to worry about a crit because Fram's Chain Guard is actually really good here. And yeah, after taking out this Lance unit, we move on to the next part, which is Lumera. And I'm going to take this thing very carefully. So we set up the next phase right here, as we have Fram ready to Chain Guard 3 units. And after reaching that certain point, which is that spot right there, Lumera is going to move with Sigurd, and she's going to go with that huge abysmal range, dealing at least a lot of damage, but if it wasn't for Fram, we get taken 0 damage at least. So unfortunately, I couldn't exactly take out those sword cavalry right there, so we had no choice but to finish it off with a bit of damage with Clan, and a bit of the Lodestar Rush with our MC. And yeah, unfortunately I wanted to get more EXP, but it is what it is, so I'm just gonna take what I can get. And that is part 1 of this infested Maddening run, which I gotta say, although I got my first reset, it still feels good that I actually completed those 2 chapters out of the way. And once we get to the next chapter, it's gonna test my limit breaking skills to see how far the difficulty goes. So I'll see you guys all next time.